8-Man Extreme makes its debut in Huntsville, Alabama as the Freedom Cowboys host Ezekiel Academy. The last 4 meetups of these teams, 2-2, a tiebreaker for 2020 in the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. We will not be on camera for our pregame introduction, everybody, just because of the setup we have, but Spencer Thompson and Zachary Lone, proud to partner with the great guys at Ezekiel Academy who are running the scoreboard, camera work, doing all of that stuff for us. So very thankful to them for running the equipment and making our jobs a lot easier. Jack Helwig, our normal guy who is the producer in the booth, is actually on the field. He's going to be running the sideline cam, as you see right there, as a fantastic angle there. Jack Helwig having the time of his life down on the sideline, but Spencer Thompson and Zachary Lone proud to bring you this game from Huntsville, Alabama. And Zach, we saw the Freedom Cowboys last week. Everyone knows the story about how that game went down against Christian Community. But what's interesting for them is that the big thing we talked to Coach Collins about in practice is that they're looking for a show. They look like they've worked out all the kinks and all the bugs, and they're ready to go in home.
Yes, what we're trying to establish this game is trying to find themselves a quarterback. As Butler went off last week, if they don't really have a passing attack yet. They have a running identity, but they aren't able to do a play-action pass or anything until they find that quarterback.
Very much, and you look at the Ezekiel Academy, only 6 points allowed in the last 2 games and a 2-0 start. They're shut out last week. Against Russell Christian, just an incredible feat. And what's interesting, especially about Ezekiel Academy, you've got so many senior leaders on their side of the ball, and they're looking to make a really good run towards their conference championship.
So they have a very loaded and talented team. It all starts with their quarterback, Austin Gay. He's their leading rusher, leading passer, and everything. The offense runs through him, and he's facilitated it really well up to this point. It's going to be interesting to see how he goes up against the Freedom Cowboys. But we're in for a good one.
One of the great ones here from Huntsville, Alabama, as, again, the camera work being done by great guys with the Ezekiel Academy broadcast. They're handling their commentary on their end. We're taking from their feed just to make things a lot easier for everybody involved.
I'm excited for this one. Tons of talent out there on both teams.
And again, live from McGuckin Park in Huntsville, Alabama. First time that we've ever been down to Huntsville for an 8-Man Extreme broadcast. We went to Alabaster, a little bit further south towards the Gulf, but excited to be here for everything involved. And we'll just start off right off the bat by letting you guys know that this week's Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Grow, Live, Give, helping you fit all of the pieces together in your financial puzzle. Tennessee Heat Athletics, visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. And by Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, and Clarksville. Let's get Jets.
And this is a big kickoff because, as you remember last week, Ogletree kicked almost every single kickoff except for the one that was kicked off from their own 10-yard line through the back of the end zone. With a bigger field, I'm going to be interested to see how far his kicks actually go tonight.
We'll see how it goes. Ogletree looking to make a name for himself possibly in the NFL kicking scene, and we'll see how it progresses. But at least for tonight, Ogletree is playing, I believe, as a senior or junior for Freedom Cowboys.
He was kicking about 45 yarders in warm-ups again and making almost every single one of them.
And you can tell by some of the cameras here, the crowd is fired up and excited in Huntsville, Alabama. The stadium packed. Everybody excited to be part of it. And away we go in Freedom and Ezekiel. And we will have a return. That's going to be Noble Sefton taking the return on the left side, gets it to about the 30-yard line, and good field advantage for the Ezekiel Academy Knights. And we'll see Austin Gay try to lead the offense for Ezekiel Academy as he did to several touchdowns throughout the first 2 games.
And he's their leader. Everything goes through him. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to be able to do against the Freedom Cowboys defense.
That Freedom Cowboys defense is always incredibly skilled at holding their guys to their guys' feet to the fire. 1st and 10. And Gay gets the rush on the right side. carry to one of his men. It looks like that's Sefton with the direct rush and gets about maybe back to the line of scrimmage, a gain of about 2 yards, actually, second and 8.
Sefton is their leading receiver throughout the year so far. But what you saw there is what we saw a lot of last week, a lot of being disciplined throughout the whole, being disciplined on the defense, keeping their running lanes, and keeping Adams to manageable gains, 3-4 yards.
There's that Freedom defense, as you mentioned, just holding any of their opponents to either a few yards gain or a loss. That make that a loss of about 4 or 5 on the play.
And one of their biggest strengths are their offensive and defensive lines. And as you can see there, they just went right up the middle there, bull rushed, and tackled them for a loss of about 5 yards. But see, this is something we haven't been able to see yet this year for the teams we've covered. I haven't been able to see a reliable passing attack to where 3rd and 13 really isn't a problem.
And there goes Gay again, left side. He's staying on his feet. How is he still in bounds to the 36-yard line? Incredible moves.
And Sefton there set the block on the edge, allowed Gay to get 10 more yards after that. What a block there to give him the extra yardage.
And there's a rush right side. Bishop Spackman back to the line of scrimmage, but that last rush just incredible by Austin Gay to give his team great field advantage across the 50.
He rolled out there so he had nothing available, saw the space, and saw what he could do with his legs. So here we go, 2nd down, another good stop on the rushing attack. And that's Freedom's strength. Freedom's strength is the rushing defense.
Second and 8. Rush on the right side. Gay again has got the opening, staying on his feet. And how about the first score of the game to Ezekiel Academy, touchdown Knights.
As we mentioned, the offense runs through Gay, and he took that seam through the offensive line, broke 1 tackle, and he was off to the races. That's 6. There we go. They're going to have to Freedom's going to have to stop him there for the minimum gain after that first one. Force them to throw the ball. Force them to throw the ball to beat you. So here we go. Our first extra point of the year.
First one we'll be seeing on the year.
Snuck just inside that left upright.
And just inside, now 7-0. Immediate score there for Ezekiel Academy. Already a good lead for them.
And now we get to see Joshua Butler. Past 2 weeks, he's averaged about a little over 300 yards per game on the ground. See what Ezekiel has in store for him tonight.
I've been told that tonight's game is being live streamed on Facebook. If you know someone that couldn't be in attendance tonight, they can go to Facebook and look for BP, the #1 Sportsnet, and they can watch tonight's game live stream. That's BP, the #1.
And here we go.
Sportsnet.
What does this Freedom offense have to counter that long touchdown drive by Ezekiel?
And low kickoff there for Ezekiel Academy, and they're just going to let that bounce to the back of the end zone for a touchback.
And here we go. The matchup I was mentioning Sunday on the radio show. What's going to be important for Freedom tonight is going to be able to control that offensive line and make the holes open and available for Butler to go through.
Freedom Cowboys have been successful on offense throughout the first 2 games. Fell short in their first game against, second game they won against Christian Community, fell short in their first game, and tripped up by his own lineman in the backfield as Freedom Cowboys get tripped up there, and carry there by Joshua Butler gets stopped by the Ezekiel defense.
I think that was just a little bit of a mistimed snap there. I think Erkson was going across and was supposed to go all the way through before the ball was snapped to hand off to Butler. Butler did keep his feet and was able to get a couple more yards, but still a loss of about 3 on the play.
Here's a second down. And another rush by Butler gets up the middle. When Butler gets free, he's got space. Butler being chased down. Will they stop him?
Oh,
The ball comes loose. Butler with an incredible run. Does he get it back? Is Ezekiel going to recover it? Waiting on the call.
Is he inbounds touching it? If they're out of bounds, the ball is out of bounds. And
they turn it over.
you saw this last week with, here we go, right here. Breaks into the secondary. He's going, and then breaks this first one and then punched out.
Last second,
right? And Ezekiel falls on it. But you saw this last week against CCS. Butler had another big run, and it was punched out right at the goal line. And the thing last week, Freedom's defense stood up when there was a turnover. They were able to go about 3 and out or force them into a punt or a turnover on downs. And this is a big drive already early in this game. Ezekiel has a high-flying offense. So here we go.
Ezekiel gets it back on an incredible run by Butler. And Gay trying to get through to the line of scrimmage, but tripped up behind for a loss of several yards.
And there it is, again, the discipline by Freedom's defensive line. Keeping their lanes and not letting Gay get to the outside. Because once Gay gets to the outside, he has that speed that can almost beat anyone on the field. Besides maybe Erkson and Lorio.
It's now on a 2nd and 12. There's motion here. Gay rolls it out deep on the right side, overthrew his man, intended for Noble Sefton. And a lead up a 3rd and long.
Just a little pressure in his face there. Didn't allow him to step into his throw. But that was almost, that was almost perfect. Here we go. Here's the replay.
Looking at the replay from the YouTube stream on our tablet, just because of the setup we have. We would have a second table set up, but
and as you saw, right when he was letting go of the ball, he wasn't able to get his step into it, and the pressure caused that ball to be overthrown.
There's another rush up the middle by Gay. Gain of about 3-4 yards, and it looks like we'll have Ezekiel punt it away.
And this is what you saw last week. When Freedom made a turnover, or when Freedom went turnover on downs, their defense stood up. They were up for the challenge that time.
And it looks like they have formation to punt for it. And Ezekiel will just punt it away. Deep back to receive. Ogletree is just going to let it bounce. He had that same pattern against Christian Community, and now on 42-yard line is where Ezekiel will touch it, and Freedom has got good field advantage just outside of Eagles territory. Correction, Lorio on the attempted return, but that's what Lorio's done the last several games. He's been able to, most of the punts have gone over his head, and he hasn't tried to return them, but that's in testament to good punting.
And this is what you saw last week on the returns where Lorio did return. He waited for his blockers to set up, took that first cut, and was able to break it free. as you have a good field position here for Freedom to try and bounce back and tie this game up. But if you're Freedom, you're still happy about how this game's gone so far. I know they gave up that long touchdown run, but their defense, except for that, has been up to the test. And their offensive line, that last run on Butler before the fumble at the end, they made that hold where Butler was able to go free.
Freedom picked up a few games on the helmet schedule. It's inaccurate because of the because we didn't get an updated schedule before we designed it. But according to our master schedules, Freedom Cowboys have a stretch of several games here, 4 in a row. They have 2 bye weeks after the game next week against Bowling Green Christian. Right side rush attempt by
Lorio.
Looks like Lorio on the rush and gain of about 4 yards for second down.
And that's what they were successful in last week as well, Freedom was. Being able to get those 4 to 5 yards on first down so you're not starting the drive in a hole.
Second and 6. There's Lorio again trying to weave through that defense, but defensive line not letting him go anywhere, not even letting him get past the line of scrimmage. Third down.
And that defensive line there right there closed that gap up real quick where Lorio wasn't able to break that one free. It does look like, though, Soli's handing the ball a little low to Lorio to where he has to stop for a split second and bring it up.
Third down for the Cowboys. There's a rush left side. Erskine trying to get to the first down marker, but stopped. How about that tackle from, looks like Peyton Leach, who got his hands in there.
What a tackle. He waited for for Erskine to make his move, and then once Erskine made it, he lowered his shoulder and drove him out of bounds.
So now on a fourth down, we'll see the punt team come out for the Freedom Cowboys. Again, there's one of many things you could praise about the Freedom Cowboys. One of that is their kicking game. Their kickoffs, their punting, even their field goals have been pretty impressive.
Ogletree is a good weapon that they have.
So fake punt. Incredible to see a fake punt, and that's going to be a first down.
And what way to sell that there by Ogletree. Acting like the ball went over his head, made the defense stop for a split second, and Butler lowers his shoulder and gets the first down.
It's like you mentioned many times last week, when Butler lowers his shoulder, it's very difficult to stop him from getting to where he wants to go.
Once Butler gets that secondary, he's almost impossible to bring down. He's so big, he's so strong and so fast that it takes more than one person usually to take him down. Even that long one, it took 2 of the Ezekiel guys to bring him down from behind.
There's a rush up the left side. How about that carry from Ogletree? Gets about to the first down marker and
took out the chain guy while I was at it.
Chain guy's back up and okay, but looks like we'll probably see a first down.
What a read there by Ogletree. Read that lane wasn't there, brought it down, gains 11 yards, and keeps the chains moving. As there's there's the replay right there. Saw that lane wasn't there, bounces it to the outside, gains 11 on that.
And another rush on the right. There goes Butler. Maybe short of the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a yard for second down.
Good stop there by the Ezekiel defense. But like I was saying, once Butler gets going, he's hard to bring down. So what Freedom does is they have Ogletree call for the snap, and they snap it, and Butler's running to his right, catches it in motion, and gets his speed up going to the outside edge.
And looks like timeout called by the Freedom Cowboys. So they'll take time on a 2nd and 10. Coach Collins and company going to think it over. As we resume play on a 2nd down, toss right side. The catch is made by Butler. Gets met by 2 defensemen and a gain of about 6-7 yards.
A big hit there by 52 on Ezekiel, and that is Daniel White. Lowered his shoulder, and perfect hit.
4 yards. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
And like we've said, if you're Freedom, you're excited about how this game started. I know you gave up that first long touchdown, but with Butler, running back like Butler, he gets better as the game goes along. So those 3-4 yard runs in the first quarter end up going 7, 8, 9, maybe breaking down in the second half.
And toss left side to Butler. Another catch made by Butler. Couldn't get his shoulder down there, so immediately stopped by the Ezekiel defenseman. Trying to catch his number. His teammates surrounding him for the hype. And great tackle there by Peyton Leach again.
Is this hurry up on this 4th down?
No fake punt attempt. They're just going to do a quarterback sneak. And does he get the first down? Hard to tell from this angle because of it being sideways. He might get back to the first down.
It's going to be close. They might have to measure this.
Very rare to see measurements in high school, but they might do that here. Yep, they're going to measure it. They're going to bring the chains out.
And Ogletree, those past 2 passes is what Coach Collins was looking for. He puts the ball on the money and out to where Butler can catch it and run. And then once he catches it, he was able to make a move. That second one wasn't so much, but that's just a good testament to the defense there. If Coach Collins gets that, knows a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs is what they rule. They stopped it for that. So instead of measuring it, they ruled he was short of the first down.
But like I was saying, if Coach Collins gets that every time, then that's what he wants. He wants to be able to get Butler out into space.
About 1:16 left to go in the first. As looks like they got something going on with between, I guess, an equipment issue with Michael Gay. So he has to sit out a play there unless they're going to waste a timeout here. Very odd. Excuse me, Austin Gay. So he's not back in. They have a backup quarterback because of him having to sit out one play for that. As do a quick snap here. Their backup scrambles across the right side. He's got an opening. How about that rush by Noble Sefton? So what turned out to be an equipment violation, a sit out of their starter, their backup manages to get an incredible rush to just about midfield.
And Sefton there steps back in the pocket, looks, finds nobody, brings it down, and that's the first time I've seen in 2 weeks the Cowboys get out of their rushing lanes. allowed Sefton to get that hole.
And Gay back in the game. Scrambles. He's got pressure. Can he get the pass off? Twisting around and tries to say, is that going to be intentional grounding? Might have been short of the line of scrimmage.
It looks like they're. Oh, he was out of bounds. He threw it while he was out of bounds.
So
So
must have.
he stepped out and then threw the ball away. So here it is. That's a loss of 5 yards. So we're 2nd and 15.
Yep, 2nd and 15. So just with him stepping out of bounds. Fortunately, he stepped out of bounds before he tossed it, because that very well might have been intentional grounding.
And remind me, is that a spot foul?
It's a 15-yard
15?
penalty and a loss of a down.
That one slipped my brain for a second.
Second down and long as
what
an incredible athletic move by Austin Gay to stay on his feet and make something of nothing. Back to the 45-yard line. Gained a huge amount of yardage there. Just what an incredible move.
What a play there. Wow. Throws it, brings it down. Is not able to not able to get it away. Still up. Runs to the outside and gains, what was that, 8 yards? Brings up 3rd and manageable instead of a very long 3rd and 20.
About 3rd down and 5. There's a reason he's a leader as a senior and as a quarterback. Gets the handoff to his teammate there, Spackman. Spackman trying to push through the pile, but that Freedom Cowboy defense won't let him. Part of that coverage is by Martone to prevent the first down from occurring.
And that's what the defense was that stopped Adams so much last week. 11. Spackman tried to get to the outside there, but Freedom waited, and then once he made his move, there was 3 Freedom Cowboys there to stop him. As this brings up 4th down, a big 4th down.
Brings up a big 4th down, but they'll have some time to think it over with the end of the first quarter. A 7-0 score, the Knights lead over the Cowboys. The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Moyne Healthcare. Modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Grow, Live, Give, helping you fit all of the pieces together in your financial puzzle. Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. And by Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, Goodlettsville, and Clarksville. Let's get Jets. Started the second quarter for Freedom and Ezekiel. Spencer Tomset, Zachary Lone, Jack Helwig on the sideline. As rushed on the right side by Spackman.
We do have a flag on the play. I think that was a holding as they argue. Yep, they're bringing this one back.
That's going to be a holding call on the offense. Unfortunately, our lapel mic giving us issues pregame. We couldn't get it working, so we'll have it ready for next week's broadcast. Which one are we doing? You'll know on Extreme Radio Sunday at 4 p.m. But unfortunately, we couldn't get the lapel mic working for tonight's broadcast. But at least for the most part, it looks like Jack is having a fun time on the sideline and doing a wireless camera work.
He was excited about this.
Oh yeah, we told him Sunday about the plans, he was excited. Thankful again to broadcast crew of Ezekiel Academy for giving us the camera angles and making Zachary, Jack, and I's job so much easier. We're just enjoying calling a really fun game.
Stop at about the 34-yard
So now on the 34-yard line, we'll get a 1st and 10.
and it'll be 1st and 10 Cowboys.
So here we go. This defense by the Colts have kept them in it so far.
He doesn't have an earpiece on us, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd say something. I think he's coming back up, so you can tell him that. But.
So here we go. What does Freedom have this time?
So now a 1st and 10 for the Freedom Cowboys. See if they can get it through. They got a right side rush. Gain of maybe 3 yards on the play.
Erskine.
Talk about Erskine making another great rush there, and Freedom trying to push down the field.
He's their speed guy to the outside. Once Erskine gets going to the outside, almost nobody on the field can stop him. His speed is top notch.
And you could tell this is very much a ground game because we're already to 10.5 in the second quarter. Both teams have passers that they can utilize. They like to keep things very heavy on the ground. 2nd and 6 as spin move. Spin move there by Freedom as the Ezekiel Academy Knights read right through that as another rush attempt by Butler, and heading now to 3rd down and 5.
That was a great job by Butler there. As soon as he got the handoff, the man in the backfield spun out of the tackle and ended up gaining about 2 or 3 more yards after it.
About 4.5 yards to go.
Keeping this a 3rd and manageable. It's going to be interesting to see if they gain about 2-3 yards, if they'll punt it.
So 3rd and 5. See if they have to punt it here as rush up the middle, and Ogletree can't get to the 1st down marker, 2 yards short. We've seen them try a fake punt before. We're going to see if they're going to try that again.
I think they're going to go for it here. I think they're going to line up and just go for it regularly. I think the big reason why there hasn't been many passing attempts tonight is the field is really wet, as the rainstorm came earlier today, and that field is soaked.
Yeah, we walked on that pregame, and you could tell even just by the entrance to the field there, it's a little bit of mud there. 4th down and 2, they'll go for it here. Looks like some movement and push up the middle. That's going to be a 1st down.
And see, that's why I was talking about Lorio last week. He waited for that hole to open up before he just took off, and that's why he ended up getting that 1st down. That's what Lorio is so good at. Waiting for his blockers to set up and then finding that hole and then bursting through it with that extra speed he has.
It's now on a 1st and 10. So rush up the middle again by Butler. Gain of a few yards, make that 2nd down.
And Butler hasn't really had much in the first quarter and 4 minutes going so far tonight. But with a player of his caliber, don't be surprised if he breaks one and gets him going sooner or later.
Rush up the middle. Butler again. Maybe a gain of 2 yards there going into 3rd down. And again, that defense for the Ezekiel Academy is just reading right through Freedom.
And Butler hasn't been able to get to that 2nd level yet, like we were talking about earlier. This is the matchup between Freedom's offensive line versus Ezekiel's defensive line. And right now, Ezekiel has won the matchup because there hasn't really been those big holes that we saw last week with Butler being able to burst through.
4 yards for the 1st.
But Butler and this offensive line still gaining about 2 to 3 yards every carry.
3rd down. What a fake there, but again, the Ezekiel defense reading right through that. That's number 52 for Ezekiel Academy, reading right through that.
Daniel White.
Yep.
What a play. They ran that play like we were talking about earlier where Butler catches it, was running to his left, and Ogletree stops. And, Butler hands it off to Ogletree, goes back to the right side, but White was ready for that one. As Freedom looks like they're going for it.
Worked out well for them earlier. They're 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions thus far. Are they going to go 3 for 3? Nope, the ball pops loose, but what a pickup. What an incredible move there as the ball falls loose again. Ezekiel Academy gets the recovery. Touchdown for Peyton Leach, and the Knights have got another score.
Peyton Leach has been all over the field this first half. Wow. And that pitch by Ogletree was a great pitch, and Lorio just lost it going right to the ground there. And that's just unfortunate if you're Freedom. But Freedom still not out of it. Wow. Lorio lost it just as he's going to the ground, and that could be attributed to this wet grass tonight.
We've already called Peyton Leach several times throughout the game, and it's just he's been searching for something on defense. He's been searching for a chance to get that fumble recovery, managed to get it there. Another field goal attempt, PAT. And I'm sure James Shannon watching at home loves that it's good. 14-0, 5:53 left to go before the end of the first half. And what an incredible move for Ezekiel Academy. Coming up on the Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay halftime report, we'll give our thoughts on the first half, which has been a pretty quick first half. And, of course, take our fan question, and whichever question we choose is going to get discounted tickets to Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay. First, we got another 6 minutes just about, and return for the Freedom Cowboys. This right side, I believe, Lorio on the attempted return. Stopped at about the 35-yard line, somewhere around there, and we'll see how the Cowboys can respond to being down 14-0.
This is a big drive for Freedom as they get the ball to start the second half. If they can run this clock down and maybe score with about 45 minutes to about a minute and a half and force Ezekiel to go into the half, only up by 6 or 8 points, would be huge here.
Fans getting excited here Fans getting incredibly excited here in Huntsville, Alabama. As there's another handoff left side, avoids a tackle. Can he avoid the second one? Not quite. And another great carry by Butler.
Penetration tonight has been great by Ezekiel. That time you had two guys in the backfield before Leach. We've called his name a lot. Was he able to get back in the backfield and make the tackle on Butler? And Leach is playing in the safety position. He's reading these from his safety position.
And thanks again to those of you joining us from McGuckin Park in Huntsville, Alabama. Spencer Tomset, Zachary Lone, proud to be here teamed up with Ezekiel Academy's broadcast crew running all of the technical side of things. As left side, what a catch by Butler. Staying on his feet, dives. There is a flag.
It's going to be a block in the back. This is coming back.
So that's going to come back.
Great play call there.
It's gonna go back several yards. Yep, block in the back called on the Cowboys.
And that's just a little bit of emotion there, trying to make that block and have Butler break into the secondary.
So they'll repeat second down on that. So Butler's play just overruled.
It does look like, though, they did gain about 2 yards there. So it wasn't a total waste.
At least got some
or
gain on
maybe
there.
5 yards, 6 yards.
They got several yards gain on the play, and it's repeat of second down, so it's almost as if they get a second try.
From closer up, from closer to the first down mark. And now they're down in that big hole that is tough for them because of their style of offense. As it's now 2nd and 9 instead of your 2nd and 15 you were having, where that screen pass was everyone almost knew that one was coming.
2nd down and 9. Scramble and incomplete. Pass intended for Butler.
52. Who's that again? That's Daniel White. Daniel White's having himself a game too. Both the left edge with White, and then Leach coming up from a safety position. They're making those making it hard for Freedom to get to those outside edges.
Freedom's offense has yet to respond to the 14 scored. They got about 4 minutes left to go, and they have to do it.
Huge third down here. If you're Freedom, you want to gain about 6 yards.
Scramble, deep toss, right side, overthrown. Not through the hands of Erskine. It's good coverage by the Knights.
And here it is. It's 4th down. Do you punt it away and trust your defense? Or do you try? Yes, they're punting it away.
Unless they try another fake here because it worked out for them the first time. Again, they're right now, so they're 2 for 3 on 4th down conversions in the game already.
As that throw was just a tad bit behind Erskine.
Fourth down and 9, and they will punt it away.
And what a punt that is.
The Knights were
Wow.
expecting a fake one there, but incredible punt all the way to about the 21-yard line. We'll see what Ezekiel Academy can do if they can get another score on the board with 3:51 left.
As here we go, can Freedom's defense force another punt? Because with that punt, completely flip the field position. If you get a 3 and out here, you'll get the ball with about probably around 2.5, 2 minutes. As I think, if I'm not mistaken, Freedom has all 3 timeouts. And you'll get the ball at about the 40, 45, 50-yard line.
1st and 10. And Gay on the right side with the quarterback keep. Gets met by the defense. How about Butler to be both on offense and defense there? That's between Butler and Freedom Cowboys' Elijah Appleton getting in on the play for the tackle.
And there it is again, not letting get to the outside. On that long touchdown run they gave up early in the first quarter, he got to the outside and there wasn't anybody there to stop him. And they've done a good job since then of not letting him get to that edge. That's the fumble.
There's a fumble in the backfield. Can they get to it? And brought him down. That Freedom defense just getting a huge loss on the play.
And here it is, 3rd down. This is what Freedom was looking for. Get a stop here, and then maybe, or I think we have time. Yeah, timeout here by Ezekiel. Stopping the clock with about 2:42 left. So you have 3rd and about 17, 18 yards. if you're Freedom and you can make them punt it to where the punt's going to come down at about the 40, maybe 35.
Cheerleaders perform at halftime.
This is huge. This is a huge down this game. Because if you're Freedom, you really need a touchdown or at least some sort of score before half to get your momentum going into the second half.
So just coming out of the timeout there again, coming up on the Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay halftime report. We'll answer the fan question and go over great things we've seen from the first half thus far.
As here we go. The biggest down of the football game up to this point.
And flags thrown, there'll be a false, either false start or offside. Encroachment on the defense.
Try to get that
offense.
little bit of an edge right there. Trying to get through that middle of the line and just a little bit early there.
Third down, deep toss across the middle. How about that catch from Ezekiel Academy? Incredible movement and a nice reception by Sefton. Gets stopped short of possibly getting a touchdown, but all the way down to the 30-yard line. What a play.
Huge tackle there by Lorio, stopping him from getting that touchdown. But Sefton was able to beat his receiver one-on-one, beat his defender there one-on-one, got to the secondary, and throw was a little behind him, but was still able to come back, catch the ball, and able to get that huge gain.
As another carry there, rush right side by Spackman. Gain of about 3 yards for second down.
And here you go. This is where if you're the Freedom Cowboys defense, you want to bow your neck and stop them from scoring. Or if you're Ezekiel, you want to go up by 3 scores.
2 minutes left to go in the half. As toss right side. What a catch! Incredible, a touchdown. Touchdown for Tormey and the Knights.
That one wasn't underthrown just a little. That was perfect. Back corner of the end zone. What a throw by Gay. High point of the ball, comes down, got both feet down. And you only need one high score, remember, but got both feet down as it goes 20-0.
Chance to make it 21-0. You see the incredible moves like that. They're putting on a show in prime time by far.
Well, that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a show, and we've gotten it so far.
And through the uprights, and it's good. I think Coach Wilson may have talked to his guys prior to the game and said something about, you're in prime time, make the big moves.
And they have so far. They've shown up to play, and they took off from the get-go, and they were ready to play. Got that big long touchdown, got that defensive play by Leach, and then that huge throw by Gay to Spackman, and then Gay to Tormey, and now all of a sudden you look up and it's 21-0, almost going into half.
Freedom Cowboys will certainly have to regroup and see what they're going to do here.
But you have a veteran coach and Coach Collins who knows how to get his guys going. Don't just expect Freedom just to lay down and let this end come to them since they're down 3 scores. This team plays with a lot of heart, as we saw last week against CCS. You can never count them out.
Also at halftime, we'll get you scoring updates. We have one from Christian Community, and we have scoring updates for Ezel Harding and Tennessee Heat.
And here we go. Does Freedom have something right before the half?
.154 left to go in the first half. Low drive there as See Lorio try a return. Lorio right side. Got some space to work with. Staying on his feet. Finally tripped up at about the 35-yard line.
And there it is. That's what you want. You want a big return right there. And like I've alluded to earlier, Lorio waits for his blockers to get set, waits for everyone to be in position, picks it up, turns, runs, makes that cut, and there he goes. Was one guy away from probably a touchdown.
So the big question here for Freedom is how do you get it down the field this quick?
You have to go through Butler. You got to go through your main guy with those screens and stuff. Do a little bit of mixture. Remember, I think you have 3 timeouts left, like I've said. So you're not in a big rush yet because you're able to do whatever you want to. But if you're Coach Collins right here, you're thinking we have to score.
First down, pitch in the backfield, right side. Cut across. Butler again has got some open space, finally brought down on the outside.
And that's what you want. That's what you want. You want Butler getting to that outside because once he gets to the outside, he makes moves. He's fit. He's big. He's physical. He's tough to bring down. It takes about 2 guys to bring him down. And right there, you get your first down, and he gets out of bounds with about 1:37 to go. You probably have about 7, 8 more plays to go before this half ends. No need to rush just yet.
Time management is key. First and 10, new set of downs for Freedom. As they pitch it in the backfield not to Butler, it's a fake on there, and another set of first downs there. Great rush. Oliver Johnson with the carry.
So what they did there is they had Oliver Johnson come into motion, and here comes the next play.
And they spike it.
So what they did there is they had Oliver Johnson come into motion, snap it, they have Butler go out wide just like they just the play before, handed off to Johnson up the middle, and Johnson took that hole and was able to gain the first down. So here we go. They're now at the, is that 44? Is that the 44-yard line? 3 timeouts, 1:27 to go.
Wonder how many times they've gone over that practice scenario of spiking the ball in quick situations. Good training for the next level for the Freedom Cowboys.
You'd figure almost every day, right?
You'd figure. Butler gets stopped. The Knights just read through that as a fumble is down.
They marked him down.
Yep, third down.
As here it is, 1:15 to go in the quarter. Are they going to get to the line quick, or are they going to let the clock run?
They'll call a timeout.
They're going to call a timeout.
So exactly 70 ticks left on the game clock until we get to halftime.
And that was huge there, forcing Freedom back a little. Because they're not comfortable in this zone. They're not comfortable in 3rd and long. But what they did last week was so well. On these situations, they were able to come up with a screen pass, come up with a trick play, come up with someone else to hand the ball off to. Just little things that don't really show up much on the box score, but are big things.
So now a 3rd down and 11.
So again, confirmation, looked like his knee was down before he lost the ball. Great camera angle there.
Yep, seeing the replays on there in slow motion. Special thanks again to the Ezekiel Academy crew for doing all the camera side stuff with everything, multiple camera angles. We know Jack's having a fun time on the sideline for sure. Again, halftime report coming up in 70 seconds.
As here we go. As here comes the throw.
And
he's
deep
open.
toss, wide open, but overthrew his man. That would have been an easy touchdown for Oliver Johnson had he made the catch.
And that throw is just a little out of Johnson's reach. I can't see if the top of the route Johnson stopped just a split second to see where he was throwing, or if Ogletree just misread a little bit of the route, or there's just a little bit of miscommunication between the two.
Just a little overthrown. Could have been the first score of the game for the Freedom Cowboys. Fans hoping for a touchdown, hoping for a score here. I believe that would be their first score. Can't remember if their first game was at home. But in any case, it'd be their first score of the night.
Oh, there you go.
Overthrown again. Intended pass again. Intended pass for Erskine.
Erskine was open. That was just a little bit outside the reach of Erskine. Might have hit his fingertips there. I'm not 100% sure. "59 seconds. Will Ezekiel try and push it and try and get up those 4 scores? Or will they try and get into field goal range and force it to where if you're Freedom in the second half, you're going to have to score 3 touchdowns with 3 2-point conversions?"
Might be going for the field goal here. First, they got to get there. There's a rush. Left side, Spackman. Spackman getting on his feet. Free to the outside. Spackman to the end zone. Touchdown, Ezekiel Academy.
Wow, what a run. Got to the outside. And here it is. Here we go right here.
He's seen it a little bit delayed because we're looking at the same stream you guys are on YouTube. As you got it right there. Just what an amazing play.
Here comes the handoff as it is on our screen. Comes the handoff outside. He just hit that first down marker, made that cut, and there was no one else going to stop him there.
Nobody else.
Huge speed.
And chance to make it 28-0, 44 seconds left to go in the first half. This game might be getting out of hand way early. And through the uprights, 28-0. 28 unanswered points thus far. Freedom waiting to see a response from the Freedom Cowboys.
Freedom does have the ability to have some quick strike offense attacks, but they're in need of here. It's almost must-score territory. You have 44 seconds. You have 2 timeouts. If you're the Cowboys, you want Lorio to at least return the ball to about the 35, 40-yard line, just so we have a chance to get some opportunities. And the past 2 plays on of Freedom's offense, they've had open receivers, just a little bit of miscommunication or a little bit of mistiming. But if you're Freedom, you have to score here. You can't hang your head and let this get a little bit more out of reach before you try and make a comeback. You have to score this drive.
At least get a field goal or something to keep it from being a complete shutout in the first half.
And remember, this is a young Freedom Cowboys team. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond to being in a situation like this.
Young team versus the one that has a majority of senior and junior leadership. Low line drive kick. Looks like it'll go about to the end zone for a touchback. Will the Freedom Cowboys try to march it down the field here with 44 seconds, or do they just try to go to the halftime room?
No, you have to. At this point, you have to score here. You haven't been able to stop Ezekiel's offense yet, except for a couple of times. You need to go down and score, get 8 points right here, to where you're not staring at a 4-touchdown deficit going into the second half. Because 28-0, 28-6, 28-7, 27-8 looks a lot different on the scoreboard than 28-0 if you're young. Just being able to score and get them momentum and say, oh, well, we can do this.
And rush right side, getting open. Butler again. Telling you, Butler's going to have way too many carries.
Well, that's what they have to do. They have to rely on Butler. As here they go. They get the ball spotted. We have 35 seconds. Gives it back to Butler.
And another no huddle turn there, and we'll see another timeout called by Freedom with 25 left.
And this is where, if you're Freedom, you have to open up the offense. You have to throw the ball, get to the sidelines, or throw something right down the middle of the field to try and gain about 30, 40 yards, get your timeout, and then set up something special for the last play or two. Because as we're looking, if every play goes to plan, and with a timeout or you get out of bounds, each play takes about 6 seconds. So you have about 5 plays. About 5 plays if you get out of bounds to score.
Again, Kentucky Kingdom Hurricane Bay halftime report coming up in just a few moments. Of course, give our analysis on the first half, give you scoring updates, and go from there.
And Ezekiel's came to play this first half. What a first half performance.
The crowd incredibly excited here in Huntsville, Alabama. At least but excited when they came in silenced from the past few touchdowns. At least the cheerleaders trying to keep them interested. Erskine with the catch. Gain of a few yards for just short of the first down marker for third down.
And that was their third and final timeout of the first half. So, oh no, never mind. That was the first down.
Left. First down, 15 ticks and counting down. Deep toss left side intended, and it's picked off. Catch by Peyton Leach. He's got space. Is he going to get a pick six? Peyton Leach to the end zone. Touchdown, Ezekiel Academy.
And
as time expires, too.
Wow, 34 points in the first half. This defense by Ezekiel has came and they have suffocated this Cowboys offense.
And as time expires, I believe they do have to kick the extra point.
Yes, they do.
As we'll see us go to the halftime in just a few moments once this kick goes. But Ezekiel Academy, just one of these cases where the Freedom Cowboys just can't respond to that lightning offense. And it's good again. Make that 35. Make that now a 35-0 game going into the halftime locker room. Kentucky Kingdom Hurricane Bay halftime report. We'll go ahead and start that now. Go ahead and get into that. You'll see a little bit of the webcam there, but we're just going to keep ourselves off webcam. And you'll see the Kentucky Kingdom Hurricane Bay logo, everybody. Spencer Thompson and Zachary Lone. Wow, what a first half, Zachary. 35-0 for the Freedom Cowboys. Let's talk about them first. They've had some decent plays. They've gotten the ball many times to Butler, but the main issue they've been having is that defense is just not able to combat Ezekiel Academy's high-strung offense.
Well, this is a very opportunistic defense, as you've seen from Ezekiel in this first half. And the Cowboys, they've moved the ball. They were stopped on that fourth down, really lost momentum there. And then towards the end of the second quarter, you saw they were moving the ball, but they just weren't able to finish that drive. And if you're the Freedom Cowboys right now, you want to try. And if you don't come back in this game, you're trying just to build towards next week. Maybe get 2, maybe get 3, maybe get 4 touchdowns, just to where you have confidence going next week.
It's going to be interesting to see how the confidence goes next week. So we actually don't have any questions given to us for the Kentucky Kingdom and Hurricane Bay halftime report. No questions came in from there, unfortunately. So won't have any discussion on that. But what we can discuss are the other 2 games going on in 8-man football out of the teams we cover. Right now it's in the second quarter. Ezel Harding is leading by 24 in Mount Juliet. 26-2, the Heat managed to get a safety, but looking at some of the scoring updates, the story of the game has been just Ezel Harding, 20 unanswered points in the second quarter. And meanwhile, for Christian Community, in the first game impacting the MTAC playoffs, in the second quarter, the last update we got as of about 15 minutes ago, up 16-0 against Sacred Heart. We'll be back in about 8.5 minutes to continue the second half of the Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week. Just to remind you, brought to you by Grace Point Healthcare, modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Also brought to you by Grow, Live, Give, helping you fit all the pieces together in your financial puzzle. Tennessee Heat Athletics, visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. And also sponsored by Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Goodlettsville. Let's get Jets. We'll be back in a few moments. Saw their stats on the board a little bit there. We get to the start of the third quarter. We just consulted with the referees. There is no mercy rule unless both teams agree to a running clock. Spencer Thompson and Zachary Lone live from McGawkin Park in Huntsville, Alabama. Proud to be here for the Freedom Cowboys and Ezekiel Academy Knights. It's a lot of interesting stuff we saw in the first half. Again, as we mentioned, the Freedom Cowboys are a very heavy on-the-ground team, and we'll see if they can match suit there as it goes to the back of the end zone, just barely to the pylon.
Almost hit that pylon and stopped.
And we'll see what the Freedom Cowboys can do. They're down by 35.
It's going to be interesting to see, do they go through Butler? They've had success going through Butler. Or do they try and air it out and try and score quick in the second half, try and gain momentum, and then maybe onside or kick it deep and trust their defense and see if they can get the ball back quick. Because as we saw last week against CCS, they have a quick strike offense at times.
First offensive drive of the second half. Let's see if the Freedom Cowboys can respond to the 35 unanswered points that have occurred in the first half. There's a rush up the middle and gain of about 4 yards.
And is that Butler again? Yeah, it's Butler. So they are going to looks like they are going through Butler, but they are running a little bit of a hurry-up offense. Trying to score quick here.
Trying to conserve time. There's Butler again up the middle, plowing through.
He's not going down.
Finally brought down by several Ezekiel members at the 35-yard line. Picks up a first down.
Like I said, when he gets to that second level, he's tough to bring down. Right there, he had 4 guys. It took 4 Ezekiel defensemen to take him down.
And there's another rush up the middle by Butler. It's another first down. The Cowboys moving down the field.
And this offense, the way it runs, is once you get to the third, fourth quarter, late third, early fourth, those 2-yard gains in the first quarter end up 7, 8, 9, 10 yards in the fourth.
Flag on the outside. Looks like it'll be a false start or
maybe encroachment?
False start if it's a dead ball penalty.
Encroachment.
I'll move it up 5 yards.
It looks like the left in there and moved just a tad early. And this is what you want to see from Freedom if you're Coach Collins. You want to see what they're going to do when they're down big. You want to see if they give up. Because like we've said multiple times, this is a young football team. Mm-hmm. Young football team. They haven't been in this situation much. So I want to see – it's interesting to see how they compete.
Competition level has been interesting thus far. Left side, Lorio. It's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage, second down.
And Freedom plays a lot of part, which is fun to watch, which makes them fun to watch, which makes them what makes people want to tune in and see them. Even when they are down, they keep giving all they've got, and it maybe, just maybe, score a quick couple of touchdowns, and all of a sudden you're looking at a close game again.
Now on a second down, already the first 2 minutes of the second half have wound down. There's left side Butler again, tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. That Ezekiel defense is just not letting Butler go anywhere.
And they're swarming the ball tonight. Butler gets that outside, and they're having 4, 5, 6 defenders right there waiting for him, right when he gets to the outside corner, which is why being an experienced team in moments like these and against teams like these who rely on the offense, on the rushing attack, that's where it helps. They're able to recognize where the ball's going, who's carrying it, and able to get to the rusher, the back before he gets to that second level.
Third down and 9. Looking for the pass attempt. Deep toss to the right side to Lorio. What a catch! Lorio with the big reception. And in a moment, the Cowboys needed a spark. They got it.
And that was great coverage there by Tormey. It's just an even better catch by Lorio. And way to come back to the ball right there. Fights through Tormey's body, comes down with the catch, and extends this drive. Here we go. Will they be able to finish off their drive this time? They've been down here multiple times. It's just this Ezekiel defense is so good, has so much talent that they've been able to stop them.
So now moves the chains all the way into Knights territory. And there's a rush again by Butler. That defense of the Knights just not letting them have it. Great tackle by Patchell.
And there it is again, going right up the middle. It's almost like they're timing the snap counts now. They know which snap count's coming, and they're going right up the middle, beating the blocker off of beating the blockers off of the snap.
It's almost as if the offensive line doesn't even know when their count is supposed to be. Defense perfectly in sync with it. It's now a loss of 5 yards for 2nd and 15. There's again, quarterback sneak. How about right side? Ogletree can't get through. Maybe a gain back to the original first down marker. Actually a yard short for 3rd and 11.
And this Ezekiel defense again, just right there, swarming the ball. As soon as the ball was faked, they had someone hit Butler, had one of their defensemen hit Butler, and had 2 more defensemen there for Ogletree, so he couldn't get that big long gain.
Third down and 11. Toss. Butler makes the catch. Gets to the outside. Can Butler cut through? Met by that Ezekiel defense just outside the 15-yard line.
And there it is. That's the play they've been looking for all game. Getting Butler into position and then getting him to the outside and making it to where he is in space and he is able to get that second gear. Because when Butler gets that second gear, he's, like you've seen multiple times tonight, almost impossible to bring down.
At about the 15-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10.
1st and 10. Right side, Butler carrying the ball. It's a fake. Ogletree to the left. Great awareness by Leach to make sure that he didn't get to the end zone.
And Leach is having himself a night with the 2 defensive touchdowns. And he's been there every time the ball gets to that right edge to minimize the gain. And yes, Freedom is driving the ball here. But if you're Ezekiel, you'll let them have this all the rest of the night. It's been 6 minutes. It's been 6 minutes that Freedom's had the ball, and it's taking them hurrying up to the line, getting the play call, and going fast to where Ezekiel is able to slow down their tempo a little.
And there's snuck on the left side. What awareness there. Oh, there's a little bit of extracurricular there almost.
It looked like the ball was about to pop out with Lorio, and he was just trying to get that little last tug to try and pop it out right before he hit the ground, and then carried a little bit on after the play. But referees won't. That's nothing big.
You have Lorio with the carry there and brings up I believe a 3rd down. It's about 3rd down and 5.
And this drive, Freedom's been able to convert these.
3rd down attempt. Pass to the end zone. Incomplete. Dive and catch attempted there, I believe, by Carr. Couldn't get the catch there. And now you got a 4th down and 5. Obviously, you have to go for it here. The question is, do you trust Butler with a rush on the outside or try and pass it again?
Looks like there is an injury timeout on the field.
Trying to see where the injury is. Looks like they got one of their players possibly being looked at. Can't tell where it is. Either that or a timeout called to stop the clock with 5:18 left to go in the third, so there's time called there to assess that.
And if you're Freedom, you want to score here. If you score, make it 8, you're confident for the rest of this game that you can score.
Spencer Thompson, Zachary Lone, and Jack Hellwig on the sideline with sideline camera there. Everybody having such an interesting game. Right now it's 24-0 in the third quarter for Christian Community up over Sacred Heart. It looks like, at least for the time being, number 1 seed in the North is going to be Christian Community for MTAC. But in terms of the Heat and Ezo Harding, still 26-8 in the third quarter. Actually, it's 26-2 at halftime. They managed to get a touchdown there. And flags thrown. Looks like it's going to be moved back.
Yeah, a little bit of a false start there. Got just a little bit of movement on the line.
Move it back 5 yards. Doesn't help the Freedom Cowboys case.
You can see Ezekiel's been here before. And the Cowboys, credit them, they're still fighting. They're still giving it all they've got. This drive started at the 20-yard line, and Freedom's marched it all the way down to, is that the other 20? No, that's the other, probably about the other 20 or other 15.
Probably about the 15, but now on a 4th and 10, trying to get their first score of the game. Not going for a field goal, going for all 6, and the ball loose. Toss attempt, another interception, and he's got space. Bishop Spackman, the senior, trying to stay on the outside, staying and tiptoes all the way to the 43-yard line. But Spackman, one of the seniors who's been a pivotal player for Ezekiel Academy, just another amazing defensive play, and another story where the Freedom Cowboys offensive line just couldn't hold it.
Well, the snap was a little bobbled there, and then when he picked it up, had pressure on his face, had to throw it. His arm got hit as he threw, the ball tipped up right into Spackman. And Spackman picked it up, and then he ran all the way down to the 43-yard line.
So now another chance for a touchdown to occur here for Ezekiel Academy. So 1st and 10 on about the 43-yard line. Austin Gay in the shotgun again. The senior has been fantastic. He's going to quarterback keep to the left. Austin Gay has got space to go. Goes shoulder first, gets to about the 23-yard line. And you talk about a quarterback who's supposed to show senior leadership. How about Austin Gay diving in about head, shoulder first?
He lowered his shoulder, got those extra yards. But that's what you want to see if you're Gay. Like, read the defense, step back, read the defense, saw Freedom step back into a pass defense, just read it perfectly, went, did the draw, and it was off to the races all the way down to about the 20, about 20, 22. He got up on a little flag there for the tackle, but
right now 26-16 looks like the Tennessee Heat are making a comeback against the Ezel Harding Eagles in Mount Juliet, but here's a rush to the right side. Noble Sefton to the right side, tried to get to the pylon, but or at least tried to get to the first down marker and short by a few yards. But for the Knights, they're inside of the red zone.
And then this offense, just moving with so much flow, so much ease. This offense is an elite offense. Have so many weapons on the outside. Gay at quarterback. He's managed the game to perfection so far.
And here's a handoff right side again to Spackman. He missed that defensive touchdown, but trying to go for it. It'll be a first down and goal inside the 5.
He remained on his feet, thought that whole thing just ran out of bounds. That just shows his strength. out of that interception, you saw his ability to read the ball in the air, and his speed and his power. He's a big, powerful running back, defensive back.
Now 1st and 10 on the 5. Actually, more so 1st and goal. There's Gay with the toss. Touchdown! Wide open in the end zone was this man, Trey Spackman, also the senior. Between Trey and Bishop, another 6 points on the board.
Wow. Faked the run, fooled Freedom. Freedom brought everybody in for the run and was wide open in the back of the end zone. With what a catch by and Spackman just standing there.
His brother, the defensive star, and now for tonight, Trey, the offense, at least one of the offensive stars, getting another touchdown on the board. Another field goal attempt to make it 42-0. And low drive, no good.
That ball was blocked. It was blocked at the line of scrimmage. I think that was number 11, if I'm not mistaken, number 11, Tanner Kaufman. Looks like it was Tanner Kaufman on the kick that just got a little bit of a fingertip on it.
First blocked extra point attempt of the night. Let's make that 5 for 6. Now about 4:10 left to go in the 3rd.
As you see Coach Collins put his hands on the return team, just trying to get them fired up, trying to get them to keep going. Because young teams, when you're a young team, you're going to have games like this where nothing seems to go right. It's just how you learn from it and what you take from this game into next week. So you're ready for your next opponent.
You could hear the Ezekiel Academy team still fired up. You also see some fans over on their side of the field. They got some people on the other side of the fence there, just staying away from the just the flood in of Freedom Cowboy fans. It's an amazing environment to be in.
It's a fun environment to be in also. Loud, passionate fan bases.
Onside kick attempt, and that's picked up by the Freedom Cowboys. May have had some space there to rush, but Josiah Carr getting the kickoff return and great field advantage on the 45.
And way to read that. Usually you're not expecting a onside kick in this situation, but waited for the kick, saw that it was a short and onside one, ran up, caught it, and gave Freedom their best starting field position of the night.
So now a 1st and 10 inside of Knights territory. Freedom with the toss to the right side, incomplete. Pass intended for Erksine.
Just a little bit low there. Looks like he was just coming out of his route, come off his cut, and just wasn't able to reach down and get that one.
Second down, there's pressure there, but gain of maybe 1 yard for 2nd and 9.
And Ezekiel's defensive line deserves credit for what they've done tonight. Being able to limit Butler, he surely has around 100 yards again, but not being able to get that big run this game.
Here's Butler trying to get that big run. Stopped. Gain of only about 7 yards.
Almost had the announcer's jinx.
Close to it. He got probably unfortunately one of the biggest runs he's had tonight is that 7-yard rush, and that's a testament to Ezekiel Academy's defense. It's now a 4th and 4, of course, Freedom going for it. About 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd. And quarterback keep to the left. Ogletree.
That second effort might
Might get him there, waiting on the officials to make the call.
And short.
Looks like
No.
Ogletree is down with an
Ogletree's
injury.
down.
Timeout. Injury on the field. Injury on the field.
Looks like Ogletree's down after that one. And they will move the chains for a first down, but I was hoping to make sure that Ogletree's okay. So we will step aside while they look at Ogletree. Catch on the left side by the Cowboys. Nice reception and gets the Freedom fan base a little bit excited there. That was a catch lead by Kaufman.
And we are glad to report Ogletree did walk off on his own power.
Yep. He's down for a few seconds there, but back up on his own power as the clock continues to run with 2.5 left to go in the third. He's on a 1st and 10 as there's a rush on the right side. How about weaving through the defense? Butler got the run he was looking for. First down and inside of the 5.
And there it is. Like they were doing early in the first half, the Cowboys' offensive line makes that hole. Butler gets into the secondary, makes that hard cut left, lowers his shoulder and falls forward down to about the 4-yard line.
I think that's what we call a delayed announcers, Jinx. 1st and goal. Up the middle, trying to push the pile, and short of the goal line.
Right there, number 25, Corey Murphy had both Soley and Butler wrapped up and about to bring him down.
Let's make that now a 2nd and goal. Ezekiel Academy trying to keep the shutout hopes alive. Out of their 2 games, they had a shutout against Russell Christian. And they only allowed 6 points, and that was, coach told us it was on their backups. And tossed to the right side of the end zone, batted down. Could have been an interception, but batted down, incomplete. Looked like it was Peyton Leach who just batted it down instead of going for the interception.
I think that was Gay, honest. I think Leach was back trying to intercept that. Gave Gay a little tap on the helmet and said, hey, I was there.
1:21 left to go. Cowboys call a timeout, but right now, 3rd quarter, 26-22. Ezel Harding is still leading over the Heat, but Heat are crawling back in Mount Juliet. They've got a ball game going up there.
And that's another team we had earlier in the year, Tennessee Heat, and that's something else they did against CCS. We're down 14-0 at halftime. Weren't able to get anything going in the first half. They kept plugging away, and then all of a sudden score a touchdown, 14-7, get the block, go up 14-15. And then before you know it, what was the final score, 27-14? Scored 27 unanswered in that game. And this is something you like to see from Freedom. They've given up 41 points tonight, but they're still going out there and they're still moving the ball effectively. They've moved the ball effectively all night. They just haven't been able to get that finish to the drive they've been looking for. and I think Sully will be taking the quarterback snaps for the rest of the night.
Yep. They'll just have Ogletree on the sidelines recovering, very much deservedly so, as he's being I believe he's being evaluated for the concussion protocol.
Cowboys have about 6 yards to gain for the
1:21 left to go in the third. A 3rd and goal, chance for the first score of the night for the Freedom Cowboys. And flags fly.
play.
False start.
False start in the
A
offense.
little bit of moving on that right side of the line again.
Move it back 5 yards.
And one of these, as we mentioned Sunday, Ezekiel's a well-balanced football team. They've given up 6 points this whole year.
Third down. Toss to the right side of the end zone, incomplete, overthrown, intended. It looks like Ogletree's back in the game. Or excuse me, wrong number on there. Ogletree's still on the sideline. That was Erksign who was trying to go for the catch. But incomplete. And now you got a 4th and goal. You're moved back to about the 10-yard line, maybe just inside of it. Trying to get a score here, and this Ezekiel defense is just not giving anything.
No, and this is a talented line, but they'll go far in the league this year. Well-balanced offense, great defensive talents. As here comes the snap.
And right side rush attempt, and weaves through. Izzy in the end zone. Waiting on the ruling. Nope, he's short.
Short of the goal line.
Short of the goal line, so yet another drive where the Cowboys can't capitalize.
Down to Ezekiel Academy. But they're pinned deep in their own
And even though it's getting to the third quarter, this is probably about the time where Ezekiel is just going to rush.
Trying to rush the clock out, not trying to run the score up on them.
Yep.
On Freedom, out of respect for the Cowboys. Last drive was just trying to keep the momentum, seeing what they could do in the second half with Gay. Make halftime adjustments, see how the team adjusts in halftime, and then this is where you run it.
And left side, what a move by Gay to prevent the safety. As Gay gets open to the left side, he's going to be staying on his feet, and came down a little bit hard on his back there, but back up and easy.
Huge tackle there by number 9, Oliver Johnson. Saved another touchdown by Gay. We've been calling Gay and Leach's names a lot tonight.
They've been showing up for sure.
Been showing up. And that's what Coach Wilson wanted. He wanted his guys to show up tonight.
And Coach Wilson wanted Tormey to get that catch there, and he did. Down to the 40-yard line. That's Tormey the junior getting the reception there, and inside of Freedom's territory.
And when Ezekiel will pass, if they do pass it from here on out, it will be short passes, nothing over the top probably. Just trying to bleed the clock a little.
1st and 10, there's a fake, or actually a real handoff. Spackman again getting to the outside, and another 1st down and 10. Well, winding down with about 28 seconds left to go. As
we have another 1st down.
Another 1st down there with 28 seconds. It was a great reception by Spackman again. There's a handoff again. Spackman getting to the outside. He's got blockers in front of him. Spackman to the outside. Almost in, but just outside.
Oh, comes up just a little limping there. May have twisted an ankle or something on there. Down he goes.
And Spackman is going to be looked at again. Another injury, unfortunately, for tonight, especially with Spackman has been working hard, so it only makes sense that he has a little bit of little bit of issues coming towards the end of the game.
And it looks like he's stretching, probably just like a little cramp in his calf muscle or something. And those don't feel good. Those.
Nope.
Here it is. Since Spackman's on the sideline.
It's at least convenient there where they can resume play, but he looked at the sideline. Hopefully everything is okay with them. 20 seconds left to go in the third. Coach Collins on the sideline talking to his guy, 42. Nice.
Just a little bit of instruction. And I don't think they'll let this game start back again until they are able to get Spackman off that sideline because of that short fence there. Anything over that edge, Spackman won't be able to move away in time, and it could cause serious injury for him or another athlete.
So now a 1st and goal. Ezekiel Academy knocking on the door to get another touchdown in. As it's an attempted rush by Will Fowler. This gets tripped up on the line of scrimmage, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. 41-0. Ezekiel Academy just trying to wrap it up here in Huntsville. The Kingdom.com Extreme Game of the Week is sponsored by Grace Point Healthcare. Modern medicine the old-fashioned way. Grow, Live, Give, helping you get all of the pieces together in your financial puzzle. Tennessee Heat Athletics. Visit TennesseeHeatSports.com. And by Jets Pizza of Springfield, Fort Campbell, Clarksville, and Goodlettsville. Let's get Jets. Started the fourth quarter, only 12 minutes left, and football time winding down here in Huntsville as it goes to the edge of the end zone, and touchdown for Ezekiel Academy.
A little bit of a swing pass there, get to the outside. Nobody was.
I believe it was Noble Sefton who got it there.
Sefton's had himself a night as well. Came into the game as the leading receiver. Leave it as well.
Wonder if they go. I guess they won't go for the 2-point conversion here. You would think maybe they want to get it back up to 49 points, but trying to get more reps for their field goal kicker, who's Sefton himself. And high snap and no good.
That snap was a little high, put him a little bit off his rhythm there. We of course we can't see how the ball was set or anything, but just a little bit pulled to the left. Could be from that snap, trying to get in a hurry and pulled it a little.
Again, Spencer Tomstad, Zachary Lone, and Jack Helwig on the sideline. He doesn't have a camera on him at the moment. We're charging up here in the booth for the post-game show, but we've been having a lot of fun. Again, special thanks to special thanks to Earl Baumgardner and all the crew for Ezekiel Academy, running all the equipment and tech for tonight's game. It's been a lot of fun to just be able to commentate and focus on the game 100% and focus on what we're doing here. It's just it really has been a lot of fun.
It was always going to be interesting to see how Freedom responded after that very, very intense game last week. Sometimes I was interested to see, because sometimes a young team rides the highs, and it takes them a little bit to get back into this next game. And they were into it. They were into the whole game. They just haven't been able to finish off that drive yet. They haven't found the end zone. They've come close multiple times. Just haven't found the right play call.
But hey, for the Freedom Cowboys, next week they're playing Bowling Green Christian Academy on the road, and it's a perfect time for them to bounce back and potentially get their confidence up. Lorio with the return, spins out of tackle, finally brought down, and
what a hit there. Who's that? Oh, no.
And another injury.
Oh,
There's
a
flag thrown on the sideline. We got another Ezekiel Academy player down.
It looks like it could either be a sideline warning or maybe after the play on the coach. Let's see.
Injury on the field there as they look at him. Latest update we can give you scoring-wise. Fourth quarter, 29-26. The Heat came back. They're leading Ezel Harding right now.
Wow, they just never give up, do they?
No.
Never give up.
And the flag is thrown on the receiving team, Freedom, it looks like.
Must have been a late hit or something. If I'm not mistaken, that could have been helmet-to-helmet contact. I don't know. And that could be what the flag was for.
It may have been for the late hit there. I think it was flagged on sportsmanlike. So we'll have to see where it goes from here, but they're just looking at Ezekiel Academy's player. That's already two of their players down, which is unfortunate, but
yeah,
it's what they have. One of the things you expect, especially in a high-scoring game like this, one-sided, with all the reps that the Ezekiel Academy guys have been getting, it's expected an injury or two bound to happen.
Yeah, and a lot of these are just some of them could just be from cramps and stuff, not getting enough water or not stretched enough before the game. And they're going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe this is Ezekiel's last drive, as there goes Coach Collins over there to go check on, going to talk to the referee or classy move there by Coach Collins, going over there to see the to go check on the injured Ezekiel player.
About 11:43 left to go in the game. Again, post-game report. Unless anything changes, we'll get an interview with Coach Hunter Wilson. Talk to him about what he's seen from this game and how they're looking going forward to their next game.
Another good sign. I think that's number 25 on Ezekiel, if I'm not mistaken.
That's 25. That's Corey Murphy, Jr.
I think that was Murphy Jr. Looked up. He got up, walked off on his own, limped just a little, but here we go. 11:43 left. Don't be surprised to see mainly runs throughout the rest of this game. Bleed the clock. From Ezekiel. Freedom will still try and run their offense to get themselves in a rhythm going into next week.
Well, the game's not final yet, but 40-0 right now. Christian Community is dominating Sacred Heart. So with that record, it'll be Christian Community will be the #1 seed in the North for this week, because it's the only game that's determining anything. And because of that as well, Sacred Heart will drop to the lowest seed. But As far as the game going on here, the pile attempting to be pushed by Freedom. And
That was 52, was it? Yeah, that was 52.
Daniel White for Ezekiel. 52.
No, 52 for
Malik Harris.
Malik Harris, there he is. He was back in quarterback right there. Lowered his shoulder to try to get those extra yards.
Harris picks up a couple of yards on the play. It'll be second down for the Cowboys.
A little bit of a wildcat there.
Good job by me for one of our water bottles falling under the stands there. And another play there, third down coming up into gain there by Tristan Martone. Again, good job by me to unintentionally litter under the bleachers, but
It's okay, we have Jack down there. That's what he's here for.
we'll get Jack on air at some point. All right, third down. Rush to the right side. Freedom brought down in the backfield.
Grabs from behind by the jersey.
Here we go, 4th and 5.
Bring up fourth down and
Just an impressive display tonight by Ezekiel.
almost 5 for the Cowboys.
Came in, scored first, and then the thing that changed the game was that fumble. They weren't Butler's fumble. What Ezekiel really put their foot on the gas pedal there and then just took off.
And pass for Freedom. Right side, the catch is made. Cuts out of a tackle. Freedom gets another first down. Trying to see this from the distance. That is
25.
That is Josiah Carr. Probably at this point they're getting some of their some of the younger, even younger guys of the Freedom Cowboys to start in, get them game time reps, especially with under 10 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah, you really don't want your guys to pick up injuries here. This is where you get your young guys in, see what they can do. And if you're young guys, you got to take this opportunity and show what you have. You don't get many of them, but when you do get them, you got to show out.
So now on a first down, pressure, scrambles away, Malachi Solly. What a big collision there. Pachel there to keep the collision from him getting a first down. Gets to the 40-yard line, and that'll bring up fourth down.
Second down, if I'm not mistaken.
The down indicators, they didn't update on me, or at least they were adjusting there, but second down.
Pachel has come in the last 2 plays and made some really big tackles, and that last one lowered his shoulder and hit him right in the numbers. Hit Solly right in the numbers.
Well, Ezel Harding took back the lead 32-29 in the fourth quarter. Leading by 3. Toss right side. The catch is made again and instantly met by that Knight defense to bring up third down.
Is that Pachel again?
That's so.
Pachel again. Well, he's showing out right now. So we have 8:31 to go in the game. Clock is stopped. He must have gotten out of bounds there. Here we go.
As another toss on the left side there, incomplete. Overthrew to his man intended for MacArthur.
Just a little out of his reach there. Here we go. We have fourth down here. Let's see what they're gonna draw up. You were just seeing the future. That's what it was.
Just seeing a little bit there. Fourth down and 4.
And you're looking when you look through this Ezekiel roster.
Fourth down and 4. And immediately met in the backfield. Martone just couldn't get through that defense, and another turnover on downs. 8:15 left to go.
Ball go over on downs to the Knights. They'll take over at the Cowboys.
When you're looking at this Ezekiel roster, They have 31 players on their team, and only 8 aren't a senior or a junior.
Whew. They got a lot of leadership on that team. The next 2 years, you'll see those guys cycle out, but you'll also see underclassmen cycle in.
And this is good experience for Freedom as well. As we mentioned, young team, getting out here playing an experienced team. Most people don't realize is that these reps still matter. Getting out there, still trying to get into game shape. A little still early on in the year. Trying to. We have a timeout.
Time called by Freedom.
You're still trying to get in the rhythm a little, especially especially when you're really young, trying to get your timing right, trying to get right off that cut, get the ball out quick, learning the tendencies of your receivers. Because, as we've mentioned, and as you know, COVID really shortened the spring practices for these two teams. But in 2 years, you're gonna look. The Cowboys are gonna be as experienced as this Ezekiel team, and that's when you'll see the veteran leadership you've seen tonight from Ezekiel on this Cowboys roster.
After the timeout, a first down for Ezekiel as they pitch it up the front. It's a handoff to Kyle Roberts, a sophomore. And just a reminder, post-game report coming up. We will interview Coach Hunter Wilson and give our final thoughts on the game as we head into the weekend. As we don't have an official update.
Do we know the clock situation on the Heat?
It's fourth quarter. Not sure. The Tennessee High School Football app doesn't do timing, just does scores, and we'll get final scores once they come in. But about 7:40 left to go. And ball loose in the backfield.
That ball's still loose. That's
Still
Cowboys
loose.
football.
Looks like Freedom may have caught it. Turnover. Freedom Cowboys get the fumble recovery.
That's Jensen MacArthur on the recovery. That ball just stayed out down forever. It looked like MacArthur looked down right at his feet and just fell on it.
So now the Freedom Cowboys have an offensive chance here to get something going.
Best field position of the night. Let's see if Freedom can get a little bit of a rhythm here. And here we go. Looks like Sully's still in at quarterback. A little bit of your younger underclassmen
And
here.
still the Freedom fan base trying to get their guys fired up as a rush through the middle gets a gain of about 4 yards. Clock will continue to run, but
And that's what you like to see. When you're down, oh, and there goes Pachel.
Pachel and unfortunately yet another injury. Another injury on the field to see. So now make that 3 members of Ezekiel Academy who have gone down due to injury in the second half.
It looks like it's just a cramp, another cramp. Pachel's have played a lot of snaps in the second half. But see, this is what you like to see from the Cowboys team. Down big, but they're still out there and they're supporting their underclassmen. Happy for them getting their chance.
The enthusiasm by the fan base around here is incredible. All the crowd members still gathered around here during all the festivities. 7 minutes of winding down. Run attempted up the middle by 88, just couldn't get it going there. Nate Channel trying to get the carry, but
Daniel White back in the backfield again, making the play. You've seen a lot of that tonight. Ezekiel has been able to get in the backfield early on early downs. Their blitzes have been working. They've been overpowering this Freedom Cowboys line, which has resulted in a lot of negative plays.
right side rush cut up the middle for a gain of 2-3 yards. As clock continues to wind down, Freedom just giving some reps to their guys.
Bram Day on the carry right there.
Now 4th down, 5 yards shorter to the line to gain. Pressure, toss left side, nice catch. Made by Josiah Carr, gets the 1st down and a little bit more to the 25-yard line.
Oh, and another injury on the field.
It looks like another cramp going on. That's why stretching is crucial. I think that 5:52 left to go in the 4th quarter. Just another injury there. And
as that looks like that is that Carr?
I believe it looks like Carr who made the catch. He's getting stretched out there.
And there we go. It's back up, back on his feet. It's always a welcoming sight to see them be able to walk off of their own power.
Able to walk off. He'll be looked at on the sideline, and 5:52 left to go. Again, post-game report. We'll get you an interview with the coach of Ezekiel Academy, Hunter Wilson, and give our final thoughts here from Huntsville before we pack it up for the night and make the trek home.
And if you're Coach Collins, you like to see what you're seeing right now. These younger guys have come in, and they have produced. It's not often you go in late in games with your younger guys and there's a run there by Eli Carr for a gain of about 1 on the play. But it's not often that you're going in with putting your young guys in against upperclassmen that are 11th and 12th graders. Usually when you're putting them in, you're going up against younger underclassmen as well.
Next week, the Knights have their first in-conference game against East Central Homeschool at home, and they travel on the road to Southern Christian. They have 3 away games before they come back on October 9th home for a non-conference game as fumble goes back and the Ezekiel Academy recovers it. But that game next week against an in-conference team, that'll be their first home game of the season. And it looks like they're going to be excited to do that as they're coming home 3-0.
Always good to be undefeated, even if it's one game. But when you get 2, 3, or 4 games down the line, that's when you start feeling that something special is brewing.
40-29, Ezel Harding leading over the Tennessee Heat in the 4th quarter, probably late at this point. So looks like Ezel Harding is going to deal the first loss of the season to the Tennessee Heat. And likely the score is final 40-0 for Christian Community and Sacred Heart. We'll get official word on that, but 40-0, CCS is number 1 in the North right now. As for the independent teams, looks like it'll be a 1-2 record for Coach Kyle Collins and company. But of course, next week they go on the road to collide with the Bowling Green Warriors. The clash of the 2 independent teams. We'll see how that matchup fares out.
Will Fowler on the carry there. Senior getting a little extra touches here towards the end of this one. And when you're an upperclassman and you're playing in games like these, you relish every single snap you get.
And left side direct snap as it's a gain of about a yard for third down.
Carried by number 28, Spackman. Picks up about 3 yards.
That's Spackman again. He's having himself a night. The 3 main guys for Ezekiel, Spackman, Gay, Sefton, they all played like they were ready for the spotlight, like they were ready for tonight.
The Friday night lights made it even better.
Yes.
And another offensive play, rush right side for Will Fowler, gets to the outside, and Will Fowler will go all the way for another touchdown.
Wow, what speed there. Got to the outside and just put in the second gear,
Carried by 33, Fowler.
and it's nobody could catch him.
What? It's right here. Yeah, I'm just letting it charge a little bit more.
As we have, that score came with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this one.
I have no clue what you're talking about, so probably not. We'll talk about it when we get down there.
As we have an official timeout.
Checking an equipment issue with one of the guys, I think, or substitution.
Oh, that's the holder. Let's see if that has any bearing on this attempt.
And fumble in the backfield, picked up. Instead of throwing, he's just going to toss it last second, incomplete.
Incomplete.
Wow, he was.
Fumbled snap.
What awareness there. Fumble the ball, get up, run, and try to make something out of it.
Do not connect.
And right off the hands of Isaiah Zorn.
2-point conversion, no good. 53-0 now with 2:50 left to go in the game.
And that's something that's underrated about the relationships that your kicker and your holder and your center have, your long snapper have in these situations, because they have to get themselves in a rhythm to where snap, set, kick. It's not always just snap, set, kick. Which is why you rarely see it in high school games, because the timing is a big factor. Ezekiel has a long 3-hour drive home after this, but
a good long drive home, though.
always feels good going home.
Yep, it's final, 40-0. The Christian community gets the victory over Sacred Heart, and they are number 1 in the division. Number 1 in the division right now. Sacred Heart at the bottom of the division, but of course it's the only game that's impacted the North seeding, so plenty of time for that to change. And kickoff return is brought down about the 30. And we've already talked about it a decent amount with Freedom not having anything to be fully ashamed of, because you're going to have games like this where you're going to be down, and most of the guys are young, so it's almost kind of a benefit for them to experience this, being down by this much, and using that as motivation to never feel that way again.
Oh, yes, definitely. And plus, next time they get down 14, 20 points, they may be able to muster something together and chip away. Because that's something they weren't able to do tonight. Once they went down 14, 20, 28 points, they weren't able to to put anything together to stop the bleeding.
And rush to the right. Freedom Cowboys trying to get something going, and that's just going to go back to about the second or third yard. The second down, it'll be about a gain of 2 to 3 yards.
And if I'm not mistaken, there's a chance these two teams see each other later in the season, right?
Freedom is not in conference, so they could. Now, they could see each other if they went down to Panama City and participated in the NHSA Championship tournament. But in terms of the regular season, as far as I'm aware, they do not face each other again during the regular season.
So I was mistaken. My bad.
2 minutes left. Could be worse.
Okay. But yeah, just being able to get an experience like this, every team goes through them. Younger teams going through them more often, of course, because you don't have that veteran leadership. You don't have someone on the team say, hey, look, guys, we've been here before. We can put something together real quick. Let's go right here. We got to get something here. And not saying there wasn't a sense of urgency at all. Freedom played great tonight, played with heart.
Yep.
And you could tell in the second half. They were down, 35 to nothing at half?
Yeah, it was about 35-0, and then resulted in 53.
Yes.
But
only giving up 18 points in the second half. Shows that they just kept fighting, and they never gave up. That's something you want to see if you're Coach Collins. You don't want to see a 70-0 scoreline. And if you do see a 70-0 scoreline, you want to see a team improve throughout this game. And there's been moments where you've seen some rookie mistakes, some freshmen, because they're underclassmen. A lot of your bigger, your key players are underclassmen. It's not being on the field much, just making those simple mistakes that are easy to fix.
Easy mistakes they can fix in practice for sure.
Yes. And if you're Freedom, I know the score is 53-0. Nothing to hang your head about. Young team, of course, like we're saying, but they were playing against an experienced team who came out, punched them in the mouth early, and then just kept going.
And with a score of 53-0, people can look at the box score and make judgments from that, but that's why we're here as the media, to give you the full story.
Box scores don't always tell the tape.
Nope. And fourth down, it'll be punted away.
Oh, what a punt.
Good punt there towards the end, down to about the 27-yard line.
That's why it's important to watch games, important to get your film, important to know who the teams you're playing. Because when you're going out and you're coaching a team, you don't just go, hey, Spackman had 300 yards last game.
Nope.
Let's just focus on him. When in fact you need to focus on Gay, you need to focus on Sefton. It's an underrated part of the game, to where a casual fan may just go look at the box score and say, oh, well, Sefton had a great night. Leach, great game tonight. Absolutely incredible game tonight. Played his heart out. But see Leach and be like, oh, well, we only have to focus on him on defense, or we need to focus on him in the opposite game.
And the knees are going to start here as comes to wind down here in Huntsville, Alabama. Don't forget, stay tuned for the post-game show. We're gonna interview victorious coach of Ezekiel Academy post-game, and maybe he'll bring over a player like Coach Collins did last week. But we'll interview the coach, give our final thoughts on the field, and we'll be wrapped up here. We'll wrap it up here from Huntsville, Alabama. Well, no score for the Freedom Cowboys, but definitely could have been a worse game. 53-0, the final score. Ezekiel Academy gets the victory over the Freedom Cowboys on the road. They head home 3-0. Again, post-game show coming up in just a few moments here on 8-Man Extreme. Huntsville's not in the wait for that looking up for the post game.
Lead the game, 30. That was really excellent football team, extremely physical football team, but we just, like I said, we just had enough big plays to pull us ahead.
Now, of course, we saw towards the end of the
This time, so honestly, first conference, limit our force them in space. I like our chances. However, our football team, man, I'm fortunate with a heavy senior class, but if we don't go in there and play to a team, you know, that'll let them hang around.
Well, congratulations on the 3-0 coach. We're looking forward to see what happens from your game next week. So congratulations, you guys, in the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
All right, Curry, let's get it all wrapped up here from Huntsville for the Freedom Cowboys. What is it that they have to look forward to? We mentioned it on air about these guys having being a young team and everything, but they got to go back on the road to face off against the Bowling Green Warriors. What is it they're going to do going into next week?
Yeah, look, like Coach Wilson said, they kept gunning for the whole game. They didn't give up. They just kept playing, and that's big. Like we mentioned multiple times on the broadcast, this is a young football team. Games like these are gonna happen. It's important for them not to give up, not to and say, hey, we're done for the second half. Let's get ready for next week. No need to even keep playing, guys. Just keep the clock running. Just take a few kneel downs, run the outside, slide. But no, they kept going. They're like, you know what? Let's go. Let's score. Let's see what we can do. Let's see how we can improve this team. And that's going to be big for them down the road. Maybe not this year. You might not see that growth this year, but next year, into the third year. And for these freshmen, into their fourth year, playing games like these are huge.
And it's really interesting to see that this went down. Of course, no score for the Freedom Cowboys, but hopefully 40 to now find Ezel. It's like a point lead on late into the fourth quarter, so looking like Ezel Harding is going to get the first loss to the That's before we Italian or something around here in Huntsville.
I'm hungry. No.
Same here. That's why I mentioned Italian.
Your freedom came on your head. You played 3 games, or 3 great quarters, 3 great
That's going to wrap it up here from Hunt. The studio in a few moments, but for Zachary Lund for the amazing fun on the sideline tonight with everything he's been doing. I'm Spencer Thompson, and again, special thank you to Earl Baumgauer and all of the Ezekiel Academy guys for running the broadcast stream and just making everything so incredible for tonight. Hopefully we'll work with them in the future. But again, your final score here, 53-0. Ezekiel Academy Knights get the win against the Freedom Cowboys in the Cowboys' first home game. Again, our producer back home. All the hardworking men and women that make Game Man Extreme successful. I'm Spencer Thompson, who will see you Stream Radio Sunday at 4 p.m.
It wasn't?